Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to talk about game 32 of the regular season. Yes, it is 32. Wait, is it 32? Hey, I got it right. Rangers win 4-3 over the Tampa Bay Lightning in the shootout. Oh, boy. That was a game, huh? Holy, man. All right, so, get it out of the way. This isn't my background. I'm not home. I'm in Tampa. I came over to the game. I watched this game. This is the first hockey game I've ever went to. And I might never want to go to another one because I don't know that they're going to outdo this, because this was a heck of a game. Just overall. Lightning took a lead. Rangers tie it. Lightning retake the lead. Rangers tie it. Rangers take the lead. Lightning tie it. And then in the shootout after overtime, which was also entertaining, a shootout that was pretty darn crazy for goaltenders if you're a goalie nerd. The shootout was fantastic. You know, I'm a sucker for that. I love watching good saves. So, I have notes. I honestly don't think I'm going to need them because I just have this burned into my brain. First period, Rangers looked horribad. It was one of the worst first periods we've played this year. I don't think that's much of an exaggeration. We looked bad. We had one shot on goal for like the first 10, 15 minutes. It was just ugly. Shesterkin was holding us in this game, bar none. That's what was... He was a massive reason we were even alive in this game. After the first period, they outshot us 10-3. So my dad was correct. They did outshot us 10-3. Dang it, I said 10-4. I mean, they looked far better than us in the first period. Stamkos would score in the first period with time waning off. I did not like the penalty that got them onto the power play. It was interference for Reeves, and I didn't see anything. I was completely stunned. Even the crowd that was, you know, obviously majority Tampa was like, I'm confused. I'll take it. It's benefiting my team, but I'm confused. That was the general consensus that I got. I had no idea what they were calling, but it was on Reeves. They got a power play, and before I could even process of like, wait, what was the penalty for? Stamkos scores. Of course, it was Stamkos on the power play. 1-0 Lightning. Then, second period, 6 minutes in or so. 5:30 in. Brian Elliott behind his net. I'm going to harness my inner Steve Dangle. What should goaltenders do? Tend the goal. He did not. He plays the puck, gives it right to Alexis Lafreniere. It says unassisted. It was not unassisted. It was very assisted by the goaltender. And he just goes, thank you. Yeet! Scores. And it is a 1-1 game. Then, a little bit later on, this one, same deal. It was, if you're a goaltender, tend the goal. Brian Elliott has it. Lightning on the power play, by the way, gives it away to Greg McKegg, and he just goes, hey, Barclay, you want this? Gives it to Barclay Goodrow. It was a nasty play by Barclay Goodrow. That was a beautiful goal by Goodrow. Probably the best goal he scored this season. It was just a beaut. Backhander. You gotta go look at that goal. It was beautiful. In his return to Tampa, it was fantastic. Short-handed. That was a real bad break for Tampa, and the Rangers take a 2-1 lead. Nito Spaghetto. Little bit later on, Ross Colton, I believe, he scores. I'm trying to remember this goal. Okay, I remember what this was. This was the 3-on-2. They come cruising into our zone, and he was open. It was pretty wide open in the slot. I am going to be somewhat critical, right? Two things can be true on the same play. I am not particularly mad at Shesterkin for allowing a goal like this. It's a 3-on-2. It was a pretty clean shooting lane. It was a really clean shooting lane for Ross Colton. Same time, probably shouldn't go in. You should probably be able to stop that if you're Shesterkin. But at the same time, on the same token, I'm not totally upset because the defense wasn't great there. Both things are true. I'm upset that Shesterkin allowed it. I'm upset the defense allowed it. It was just a mess. They tied it 2 in the waning minutes of the second period. But I thought the Rangers really outplayed the Lightning in the second period. I thought they were leaps and bounds better than the Lightning in the second period. It was a different team for the New York Rangers. Some of that coming off the fact that we had changed lines a little bit. Granted, the goal for Goodrow was on the penalty kill, so shorthanded. But around that time, Gerard Gallant had changed the lines. It was now, the top line stayed the same. It was Kako, Zippy, and Kreider. I couldn't think. Can you tell me my brain is going 1,000 miles a minute right now? I'm in overload mode. I'm good. And then second line was changed to Panarin, Strome, obviously, and now added Goodrow. And I thought it looked way better with that as a line. Dryden Hunt was sort of a mess today. Took a couple of penalties, got into a fight that was called roughing for some reason. Guys, that wasn't roughing. I've seen roughing before. Roughing is like a shove or two. This was a fight. This was just a fight. Plain and simple. But in the second period, again, Rangers, leaps and bounds better than Lightning. Cool, right? We're rolling, I thought to myself. Third period comes. And hey, Rangers, kind of late in the third. Barclay Goodrow scores, right? It was a tip-in. Miller takes a slapper. Panarin, I guess, hits it. Goodrow tips it in as well. There was a lot of people on that. I thought Keandre Miller scored it straight up. Live, I thought it was Keandre Miller's goal. Ended up going to Barclay Goodrow. His second of the night. And foolish me, I'm like, Goodrow's got 2, and they're about to have an empty net. Could it be a Hattie in his return to Tampa? It was not. Also, funny thing, people directly behind me at this moment went, oh, I wanted overtime. And I'm like, it could still happen. I don't know why. I just had that feeling. Empty net for Tampa, and they score a Corey Perry. Now, again, this one was just defensively bad. There's no way around it. This was just bad defensively. Corey Perry was left pretty well alone in front of the net, in front of Shesterkin. At one point, I think it was Perry and someone else. I don't know. There were 2 players unguarded in front of Shesterkin, just screening him. There were no Rangers defenders within 5-6 feet of him. It was social distancing before and after games, gentlemen, not during them. There is a difference. This was just rough. It could have went very poorly. Well, it did go very poorly eventually. But the Rangers and Lightning head into overtime. Overtime happens. Rangers carrying a bit of a power play. Can't get it done. And we head to the shootout. And at this point, I am ripping my hair out because it wasn't enough that it was just a very tight game. It wasn't enough that it goes to overtime. Now we're in the shootout. And boy, oh boy, was Igor Shesterkin amazing in the shootout. There's no way around it. Stop on Victor Hedman. Stop on Stamkos. Gets a bit of the glove on it. It was a beaut. The Stamkos save was just insane. Braden Point comes in. Shesterkin with shades of Mike Richter. I've seen that comparison being made already on that goal, or that shot attempt, and I can see it a bit. That was insane. And at first, I thought Point scored, and then Shesterkin, just like a warrior, just pulls the puck out from beside his shin pad like, no, I stopped that. And at that moment, when I saw Shesterkin make that insane save, knowing that he just went 3 for 3 in the shootout, I'm like, doesn't matter, we're going to win right here. Doesn't matter. Zibanejad takes it. Pretty darn nice shot. He scores, and the Rangers win in the shootout. Oh, boy. That was a bit of a stressful game, if I'm being completely honest with everyone. It was amazing. That was absolutely bananas to see. Might be the game of the year. Maybe I'm being a little bit recency bias, and also the fact that, I was at the game. But, I mean, my God, that was insane. And I'm going to be slightly critical, right? It was a win. It was a win against one of the best teams in the league, right? Not one of the best. It's the best team in the league right now. Tampa is the team to beat still. And I'm going to be a little bit critical of the Rangers because you guys might not have played well enough to win that game, if we're being completely honest with each other. You just didn't. Point blank. There were a lot of sloppy passes tonight. There were points where just you couldn't clear the zone to save your lives. And it was rough. It was simultaneously, I felt as though the Rangers didn't play bad enough to lose, but at other points also felt they didn't play well enough to win, and so I was kind of caught in purgatory. And I'll say this with the Rangers, right? I don't want it to get misconstrued. I don't know that they should have won the game. I don't know that they deserved it. I'm happy they did, right? I love the Rangers. I love all my teams. I don't know if I make that clear, because I am relatively critical of them most of the time. I want all my teams to win every single game they win up until the playoffs, win all of those, and then win the championship, whether it be World Series, Super Bowl, or Stanley Cup. I want my teams to win. But when you watch games like this, there were a lot of mistakes. And so, yeah, you stole a couple of points against the best team in the league. That's fantastic. But you can't make these kind of mistakes against a team like Tampa and expect them not to capitalize and kill you for it, right? Brian Elliott, very, very good goaltender. right? One of the best backups in the league. He's fantastic as a backup. If that's Vasilevsky, can you honestly say we win that game? They didn't have Vasi, and that's massive. They didn't have, over the past 5 years, probably the best goaltender in the league. This season, easily a top 3. Would you win with Vasi in net if you're the Rangers? But that's as critical as I'm going to be, because you still won. Rangers with a couple of guys out, a couple of our, important players. Ryan Lindgren being out, which means the defensive pairs are all messed up. Fox being paired with Nemeth, and Nemeth having, I want to make sure I get this right because it made me want to die a little inside, 22 minutes of ice time for Patrick Nemeth. Boy, that's not fun. Laffy had under 9. That makes me angry right there is what that does, especially because Laffy had a goal. I don't care that it was on, that goal that he scored. Yeah, we need Ryan Lindgren back. And I'm also going to say this because I don't know that people would necessarily agree with it. I'm missing Kevin Rinne right now. He's another guy that I'm excited to have back whenever they come off a COVID protocol. I saw someone say that this shows how important Lindgren is to Fox's success, and I'm like, partially. Obviously, I think the two of them play magnificently well together. I think this shows, other than that, just... I wouldn't necessarily say it shows that Fox needs someone else that's really good to be good. I think it shows more or less how bad Nemeth is. Because, boy, you're paired with the best defenseman in the league. Let's not sugarcoat it. And you're bringing him down with you a little bit. I'm waiting for Ryan Lindgren to be back. That'll be very nice. And also for the Zach Jones call-up. Fox, by the way, 30 minutes tonight. Oh boy, was he a warrior. This was a game. This was absurd from start to finish. It was also a very physical game. I noticed that about quite a bit. And, no other way around it. Rangers stole 2 points from the Lightning. And I think I'm starting to just sort of ramble on because I am extremely tired and also extremely hyperactive because both of them are conflicting, and I also just had an energy drink not that long ago. And I probably need to think about getting to bed. So, again, sorry for the more discombobulated video. I'm kind of running at 1,000 miles a minute right now in my head. So I think that's it for this. Happy New Year to everyone, by the way. This was a pretty darn nice way to spend my New Year. I believe, so the tentative plan is there is a Rangers game and a Jets game Sunday, and then the Rangers play again Monday. My tentative plan, unless the Rangers game is a complete blowout, is probably Monday night I'll do a double header and do both Rangers games, and probably the Jets video might be a one-taker, all things depending. I might wait until I get back to do the Jets video as well. I'm going to right now say that both the Jets and both Rangers games are all going to come out Monday night, which could be quite the evening for me, but that's the tentative plan. I'll see you guys in another couple of days. Once again, have a happy New Year, everybody. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Rangers.